Our topic today is influence of Himalayas over India. Himalayas influences India in various aspects. It influences agriculture, climate, water and different other factors are also influenced by Himalayas in India. Himalayas influences climate in various ways. It is responsible for monsoon type climate of India. Most of the rain-bearing winds from Bay of Bengal branch and Arabian branch will move close to Himalayas and most of the condensation will take place here. The cold winds from Central Asia are obstructed by Himalayas and they are protecting north plains of India. When the cold winds enter from north side, Himalayas act as obstruction and great plains of North India are protected by Himalayas. When we talk about the orographic rainfall, Himalayas are responsible for stopping monsoon winds in north part of India. Without presence of Himalayas, India would have been very drier when compared to present situation. So Himalayas are responsible for influencing climate and availability of monsoon type of climate in India. But when we talk about Himalayas influence over agriculture, agriculture gets all the water required for good production from rivers of Indus, Ganga and Brahmaputra. Most of the north plains get abundant water for agricultural production. When we talk about fertility of the fertility of the soil is restored every year due to floods of these rivers. Most of the new silt and alluvium will get deposited over this region. This results in a high level of fertility because of silt and alluvium carried by Himalayan rivers. Indus, Ganga, Brahmaputra and different tributaries of these rivers are responsible for high level of water availability and a high fertility by bringing silt and alluvium from Himalayas. But when we talk about the natural regions or natural advantages of Himalayas are acting as natural barriers and they are protecting from invasions from different neighboring countries. The next part is longitude based calculation of time. This is very important for competitive exams like NTSC and it is important to know how time is calculated throughout the globe. Suppose consider a problem. The problem is the time at 30 degrees east longitude is 12 p.m. on Sunday. What will be the time at 30 degrees west longitude? What is your problem? The time at 30 degrees east longitude is given, that is given as 12 p.m. The time at 30 degrees west longitude you have to calculate. So when we talk about the calculation of time, we have to remember two important concepts. They are east gain add, west lost subtract. What it is? East gain add, west lost subtract. So what is this rule? When you travel towards west from prime meridian, you have to subtract 4 minutes per each degree. When you travel towards east from prime meridian, you have to add 4 minutes per each degree. So now, a direction of travel plays an important role. Most of us will get confused in longitude based time calculation when we think calculation based on direction of longitude. Here, direction of longitude is not important, direction of travel is important. Now, a person traveling from 30 degrees east to 30 degrees west. Now, how many degrees of travel he is doing? 30 to 0, 30 degrees. 0 to 30, total 60 degrees. In which direction he is traveling? He is traveling in west direction. He is traveling in west direction. So, how many degrees he travels to? He traveled towards west. He traveled for 60 degrees. So 1 degree travel will take 4 minutes. 60 degrees of travel will take 240 minutes. 240 minutes equal to 4 hours. What is the time that is given at 30 degrees east longitude? It is 12 p.m. Now, how many hours back? Best to last subtract. What is the rule? You have to apply here best to last subtract. 12 p.m. minus 4 hours. It will become 8 a.m. Sunday. What is our answer now? 8 a.m. Sunday. If the time at 30 degrees east longitude is 12 p.m. The time at 30 degrees west longitude will be 4 hours back, that is 8 a.m. This is our first problem. Now let's move on to second problem, which is based on completely east longitude. Now the problem that is given is the time at 30 degrees east longitude is 12 p.m. on Sunday. What will be the time at 130 degrees east longitude? So 30 to 130. In which direction we are traveling? We are traveling towards east. We are traveling towards east direction. How many degrees? 100. 100 into 4, 400 minutes. If when we convert 400 into hours, 6 hours, 40 minutes. 6 hours, 40 minutes. So what will be the time? 12 p.m. at 30 degrees east, and it will be 6:40 p.m. at 130 degrees east longitude. Now consider one more example. A person traveling from 100 degrees west to 150 degrees east. 100 degrees west to 150 degrees east. So in which direction he is traveling? He is traveling in east direction. How many degrees of travel? 100 to 0, 100. 0 to 150, total 250 degrees of travel. 250 into 4, how many minutes? 1000 minutes. How many minutes? 1000 minutes. So if it is 12 p.m. on Sunday at 100 degrees west longitude, how many degrees of travel? 250. How many minutes? 1000 minutes. Convert 1000 minutes into hours. So how many hours? 10 hours equal to 600 minutes. 15 hours equal to 900. Remember how many minutes are remaining? 100. So it will be 16 hours 40 minutes. So it will be, there will be change of day. Sunday will become Monday because there is a gap of 16 hours 40 minutes. Consider one more example. The example is based on west longitude. Consider 30 degrees west longitude and consider 90 degrees west longitude. The time at 30 degrees west is 12 p.m. on Sunday. That what will be the time at 90 degrees west longitude? How many degrees of travel? Total degrees of travel 60. Total degrees of travel 60. In which direction we are traveling? 30 to 90. How many degrees? 60. 60 into 4, 240. How many hours of gap? 4 hours of gap. So it will be, time will be backward and it will be 8 a.m. on same day. This is how we calculate time based on longitude. Thank you.